I don't want to go to the United States. I'm going to make it in my own country. I wanted to stay in Mexico.
What made you change your decision?
I wanted to broaden my opportunities. Almost all my family moved to the United States before me.
Did you have a lot of difference?
It was going to be the first time I was going to be on my own.
What was your dream?
I was playing in front of thousands of people, fulfilling my dream of being a musician there.
You said that you felt bad for a year.
I came here at 23 years old without knowing English, a word in English. The cultural shock, it was a little too much for me.
What was the hardest for you?
I was miserable, but I was making money.
Always can come back too, but it takes more time to come back.
I even cried. I was like, I want to go back to Mexico.
What accomplishments you are most proud of? Hi, Gustavo. What inspired you to move to the United States?
Almost all my family moved to the United States before me at the time, and that was back in the late 80s. And I was the only one that wanted to stay in Mexico. So instead of moving here with them, I just moved to Cancun and to pursue my musical career. And then later, after a couple of years living in Cancun and fulfilling my dream of being a musician there, then I felt the need to reconnect with my family. So then I came here in 1994, straight from Cancun, Mexico.
How old were you when you moved here?
I was 23 years old.
Still young.
Yes.
Why didn't you want to move to the United States first?
You know, when you are a teenager, you just think that you are invisible and, you have your own ideas. So at the time I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to the United States. I'm going to make it in my own country. So I just decided to stay. And plus, it was going to be the first time I was going to be on my own, without my family. So it was pretty good deal for me at the time as a teenager.
Makes sense. What made you change your decision?
It was one of those things that cultural things where, we as Mexicans, we are very, close to our families. And also I had fulfilled my dream in Cancun. So what was next? I mean, I was not going to spend the next 10 years of my life being a musician in Cancun in the hotel zone. So I wanted to broaden my opportunities.
When you are saying that you fulfilled your dream, what was your dream?
I was literally a dream that I had when I was a kid. And my dream, I was playing in front of thousands of people in the beach in Cancun.
Oh, okay.
And call me crazy or not, but I made that happen. I mean, that actually the dream that I had, it came to life a couple years later when I was living in Cancun, and I had an exact same, description that I had in my dream. I was playing in front of thousands of people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, this is crazy.
3 years old, dream is fulfilled. What else?
Then after that, then I, made the trip here to the United States. By the time all my family was in here already. And it was hard because, I came straight from Cancun, where I used to go to the beach like 3-4 times a week, and come to Arizona, which is a desert, and I don't know anybody that I can play with. So I just came to pick up a day job, and I was kind of like miserable for the first year of my life in here in Arizona.
1 year is not bad. You said that you felt bad for a year.
Yeah, it's not bad. No, it was just, I think, as an immigrant, one of those things where, I didn't know the language, first of all. So I was struggling with, I came here at 23 years old without knowing English, a word in English. And also the cultural shock, it was a little too much for me.
What shocked you?
Pretty much, the change of, you leave your place where you're born, you leave everything behind to start new. So it's that in itself is pretty shocking. It's like, it's a lot to take. And you know that because you're an immigrant too.
I do. That's why I'm asking you.
Yes.
Because for me, it feels it should be easier for you because these two countries are so close. Comparable where Ukraine is and the United States.
Yeah.
No, you always can come back. It's easier to you. Like,
True.
you always can come back too, but it takes more time to come back.
Mm-hmm.
For you, it's so close. That's why, for me, it feels like it should be much more easier.
Yes.
It's not, right?
No, I mean, it's just that's the sentiment and your culture that you are grown with. Even though we're close, and we are neighbors, we have two different cultures, and that was one of the things with me that I felt so disconnected from my culture that I even cried. I was like, I want to go back to Mexico. But then I was like, I'm here in a mission. So I just went straight to school to learn English. And in the first year, I finished all the 6 levels of English as a second language. Yeah.
What mission did you have?
Back then my mission was to make it all the way to New York to connect with other musicians and start playing there. But that never happened, obviously. No, I mean, I've been to New York playing, but I never lived there.
Why?
I think I really like this state, and as I'm a single dad, and I don't see myself raising my son in any other state than Arizona. This is a really good state to raise family and kids.
But you became a dad later.
Yeah, when I was already here, I became a dad.
To Arizona first?
Yes.
And you stayed here?
I stayed here the whole time. Yeah.
You never wanted to move to Los Angeles?
It was one of my how to say that, goals. Mm-hmm. And that's funny because your cameraman's great grand uncle used to be my teacher.
Oh, really?
Ernie Chavarria.
Amazing. So you waited for me to come here to meet this person.
It had to be. Literally.
That's my aura,
Yeah.
Oh, facts. I'll be on the same thing just randomly. It's like, this is beautiful. Like, when it happens, though, you can't fight it. You gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I was starting with Ernie Chavarria, and the whole thing was for me, it was preparing me to go to LA and to be a successful musician, which, I mean, I'm still, in spite I didn't go to LA. Mm-hmm. But what happened is that I met my son's mother, and the rest is history. We got together, then he was born, then we got this house, and I was like, well, no more LA, bye-bye, LA.
Are you still dreaming about LA?
No.
No?
No.
You're good here?
I'm good here, yeah.
Was your wife Mexican?
American, yeah.
American.
Yes.
Did you have a lot of differences, you mean, like when you lived together?
Yeah.
In something like in habits? That's something that affected your relationship?
I think even though she knew that I was a musician, she couldn't understand at the time the magnitude of what is being in a relationship with a musician. And I was, spending a lot of time trying to, raise my family and take care of them. Mm-hmm. So that was like a little struggle right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Why did you choose American wife, not Mexican?
It's one of those things when you fall in love with someone, you don't see where you come from or your color or anything. It's just like, it just happens. And, it's what happened to me. I'm not going to fight it. I have a beautiful son, an amazing, talented son. So I'm glad. I'm happy with that.
Awesome. When you just moved here to Arizona, what kind of job you had?
My first job here was rebuilding engines for cars at a factory.
Okay. For how long did you work there?
I did that for a year and a half, and I was miserable. But I was making money. And that was my first job here, so I can't complain.
You made good money at that job, but you still dreamed about it, being a musician?
Yeah, I would work. I be working and have my hands, with oil and stuff all dirty. But I would have a little notepad and I'd be like getting ideas for songs. I'd be like writing down my songs in between, breaks and stuff like that.
What happened next?
What happened is that then there was one time where there was the first time rock in Spanish band back in '94 was playing here in Arizona, and we went to see the band, and the band was okay, but they had a really bad night, right? Long story short, my brother was bugging the leader of the band to let me, audition for them. And finally, he let me audition for them, and I got the gig. And then we established one of the most successful first rock in Spanish band here in Phoenix, Arizona, back in the 90s. And we had a lot of success with our original music.
So you got one chance and you used it.
Yes.
See, guys, that's how it works. That's how you have to do it.
I don't think chances...
Chance, be prepared.
Yeah, I don't think chances come knock at your door twice. So I've had other stories where I left the go of a chance and I was like, oh no, what did I do to myself?
But you were prepared, right?
I
wouldn't be.
I was prepared, but I didn't believe the guy. That was the problem. It was like I was in Mexico and I was inviting me to go Europe to play in Europe with this band, and we had some rehearsals and this and that. But I was like, because they were like smoking a lot of weed, right? So I'm like, I'm this kid. I'm such a young kid, and I was kind of a little scared of that. So I'm like, I don't think these guys are, doing anything good. So, so I didn't believe that. And then when I called him back the next week, his dad told me, no, he's, right now he's in Europe. He's all over Europe touring right now. I'm like, oh my God, I should have gone with them. That's why I don't let go any more opportunities, because of the same reason. They don't come twice knocking at your door.
That's true. So you started to play with that band?
I started playing, picking up the guitar when I was 14. And professionally, I started playing when I was 17.
17. And when did you start playing here? What happened next,
After the gig with the rock band, then I started, kind of like taking more the music of my culture. So I started studying flamenco guitar. I started studying Afro-Cuban music. I traveled to Cuba back in 1999.
Do you like it there?
I was staying there, living with the family for a couple of months and learning Afro-Cuban music and how to play tres cubano and all the Cuban, stuff. The tres cubano is a small Cuban guitar.
Oh, okay.
But they have like 3 double strings and it sounds like a piano when they play. The way they play it, all syncopated.
I want to go to Cuba, really.
Oh, you will love it. You will love it.
Safe there?
Yes. Yeah, very safe.
I don't know. I keep getting the information that it's not safe. So.
Oh, it's the safest place you can ever go. Yeah, I've seen people, tourists, walking 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning on the streets, and it's all. There's a lot of people, police, to keep the order.
But is it safe for the Americans, as white people?
Yeah, of course. There's even white Cuban people. There's a lot of Cuban people that look like you.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
I have to go to Cuba.
Yeah, for sure. Well, then, all my life I just like to study and get better myself, and it's like one of those things that I'm always thirsty for knowledge. So I've been in many different situations, musically talking.
Okay. What was the hardest for you? Just being the musician here,
Being in the music business, one of the hardest things is when you have personal tragedies happening to you and you have to fulfill your contract. You have to be in front of people putting a smile while inside you're like,
You're not able to...
Yeah, you're like falling apart inside. So, and that happens to me, like when, for example, when my father passed away, or my brother passed away, I got the notice on a day that I was performing, and I had to be still up in stage and deliver. But one of those things, some of those things are really hard. One of the other things that was hard for me, I had the opportunity to do a tour in Sweden in 2012, and I had to leave my son for 2 weeks. So that was a little hard for me because he was a little kid.
To be a family man and to fulfill your career is really challenging, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. What would you recommend to the people who want to be musicians here, who want to immigrate and make their career here in the United States?
I would recommend once they do it the right way, first thing of order is just learn the language. Because there's a lot of people that come here and they don't even want to bother to learn the language. And I think it's super important, if a country is giving you opportunities and you have a better life, at least you have to have the respect to, try to be a part of the society, and learn the language at least. And then, next would be, invest in yourself, invest in whatever your passion is or your career, invest, do workshops, I don't know, buy, on the internet, maybe courses to make you better, better in your field. I don't know. Those are the things that I know, that I do, actually.
Do you think it's important to have a producer, or you can produce yourself?
You can produce yourself for sure, and that's a good learning curve. Mm-hmm. But for more, competitive stuff, I would recommend, and obviously if you have the money to hire a producer, it's one of the best things you can do for yourself as far as in music, because a producer will have all the connections that you need and all the musicians. Like for me, having a Joy Navarro as a producer in Los Angeles is great, because I get all the top guys, musicians for my for my music. So,
how did you find him?
Joy is a native of Arizona too. So I've known him for 20 years at least.
Okay.
And we both have the same teacher too, which is Ernie Chavarria.
Okay, so you met through the same teacher.
Yes.
What if, let's say, I want to be a musician? I come here, I don't have money, I don't have connections. What should I do?
Then
they go.
Then probably just get a day job. First, like I did.
Makes sense.
We all have to pay our dues, right? I did pay mine.
No, it doesn't make sense.
So in here, you just get get your economics, in order, mm-hmm. And then a really good way here in Phoenix to get connected. You go to the jam sessions, and then you just go play the jam sessions, and then people are going to notice you if you are good.
Do you think New York is the best place for this, or Los Angeles, or Arizona?
I strongly think that nowadays with the technology, any place is good. It's not anymore like a mecca of music, which there are cities that are more like, artist based and leaning more to the artistry or the musicians. But I think if you have the creativity and you are talented, you don't need to even go anywhere. You just need to invest in your own equipment for recording, and you can start producing. And if you, like me, I have my own home studio. I produce my own things and my pre-production, but for really important projects, I do travel to LA. Mm-hmm. So in 1 month, that was back in September, mm-hmm. I was traveling to LA every weekend.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was a lot of work, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of driving.
Are people open to give you opportunities here in Arizona if you're a new person here?
Yes.
They are?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of need for artists here, and there's a lot of people coming from all over, Texas, LA, New York, a lot of new people coming all the time, and there's always something for them too, for all of us. I think we're talking about the grant, right?
The grant?
Yeah.
Yours?
Yeah, because here in Phoenix, there's a really great grant program for artists.
Is it only in Phoenix?
It's only in Phoenix.
Only in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of grant is it?
It's a grant for artists. So if you're any type of artist, it doesn't matter if it's music or graphic arts or even poetry.
Oh, really?
These two?
Any?
Yeah, definitely. And you should look into that because there's so much money. I got, I don't know if I can say numbers, but I got close to $8,000 for a grant. And it's called the City of Phoenix Department of Arts and Culture.
Remember that? Keep in mind.
If you're in Phoenix, you should apply. Yeah, and I got a grant that allowed me to travel this summer to Havana, Cuba for 10 days. And I was recording all these amazing artists, including one of the legends from Buena Vista Social Club, which is called, his name is Barbarito Torres. And he's like an icon when it comes to Cuban music. And yeah, he was in the studio with us and he recorded. And so I'm so happy about that.
That's cute. What are the requirements to receive these grants?
Well, the category that I apply under was continuous artistic growth.
How to prove it?
I had to work on a video. I put together a video all of my work and my clips with important concerts that I had, and demonstrating how I've been learning new things and I've been, learning new styles. And I put everything in a video and I send it to them. And obviously I apply it, online. And I think the video is what got me the grant.
Is it state program? Who is funding?
It is a state program.
State.
Yeah.
Do you know if New York has the same?
I'm pretty sure every major city should have programs like this. So it's a matter of looking out for those and really, getting the time and putting the time to fill out the paperwork and do everything, the application. Because a lot of artists, we are like a right brain, right?
You?
Like we do all creative stuff, but when it comes to more like, administrative stuff, we don't like that. So I force myself to develop that other side of my brain for this, to get money, because it's money. I mean, no one needs to give you money for free, so.
Yeah, you have to work for money, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most challenging in immigration in general?
That's a hard topic, especially nowadays, that it's, immigration is like, there's always been immigration. I think that the hardest as an immigrant, as in my story, it was to learn the culture of the United States and be a part of it and not be afraid of speaking the language. Because sometimes, when you don't know the language and you barely starting practicing, people will make fun of you, right? of your accent. Sometimes, I used to.
They do. But it wasn't like in a bad way. It just maybe in a fun way for them. I wouldn't say that people want to insult you. It just sounds funny to them. If somebody would speak my language, then make some mistakes in a funny way. Because I never felt that people were rude to me about my accent or about my mistakes. It was my problem, I think. My mindset,
Yeah.
When you are afraid more to talk because you think that you are making mistakes, you don't right?
Exactly.
And it's not about the people around you, it's about you.
Yeah.
And you have to overcome this fear.
Yeah. Well, I don't have that fear anymore. I'm
It's amazing.
That was for a little bit.
What would you recommend to the people who want to immigrate to the United States? How much they need to have just to feel comfortable here when they immigrate, Maybe for, let's say, the first 6 months.
Yeah. Well, it depends what city, because, LA right now is exorbitant, right? So, yeah. I would say maybe, here in Arizona is, is a little better in prices. So, I would say like maybe you just have enough to live on your own for 6 months.
6 months.
And until you get a job or something.
How much would it be?
Maybe, well, throw a number. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. It depends on everybody's pockets, but I would say maybe $5,000.
5,000. How much does it cost to rent a studio here in Arizona?
Studio here, I would say at least $1,500.
What accomplishments you are most proud of since you moved to the United States?
That's a great question. My biggest accomplishments in life, first of all, is my son. My son is, I don't want to brag about him, but he's going to be the second generation musician. He's 14 and he's already singing and playing, and he was killing it this summer in Havana, Cuba, along with me. He was every place we walked in, they had live music exciting with the band, and people were like impressed.
But let me ask you, was it his desire to learn or it was yours desire?
It's always been my secret desire for him to be a musician.
Oh,
but he never wanted to be until he saw me playing with a really famous band at a arena in front of 20,000 people.
Hey, Gustavo, no te vayas, bro. Otro tantito. ¿Cómo tocó Gustavo?
I won a contest, and then this famous band from Mexico, they are like probably like 20 Grammys won and 30-year career, and they picked me as the winner to play with them, and I was awarded with a new guitar by them, and it was really nice, and it was such a lot of people, like it was so many people.
How did it feel?
Well, when he saw me doing that, I was like, Dad, can you teach me how to play guitar now? So I'm like, all right, now I know what he wanted. He wanted to be like back, in that stage. So
how long he's doing that?
Him?
Yeah.
Well, I put his guitars in his hands when he was 5 years old.
5 years old.
So
actually, from when he started to play, when
he started playing 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
I'm sorry, when COVID started, back in 2021, 2020. 2019, I think.
2019? Oh my God. It's been 5 years.
I think so, yeah.
5 years.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Feels like yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And he's still enjoying playing guitar.
Oh, yeah. He's making money now, playing some music. And he's got other offers for interviews, too. And he's on his little way, to...
But, he has a good support.
Yes.
You want to play something for us?
Yeah.
Please.
Hopefully that one won't start.
Hold on.
that.
Bravo!
I could do something else. Maybe try to sing a little bit for him. Let me see. Se ha formado la corredera, en el barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas y sus sirenas. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas y sus sirenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. En el barrio La Cachimba se ha formado la corredera. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas y sus sirenas. Allá fueron los bomberos con sus campanas y sus sirenas. Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Ay, mamá, ¿qué pasó? En cuanto de Tula se cogió candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. Un cuarto de Tula se cogió candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. Un cuarto de Tula se cogió candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. Un cuarto de Tula se cogió candela, se quedó dormida y no apagó la vela. All improvised. You're welcome. Well, I mean the ending.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you.